end of 2024. While speaking at the inauguration of the Femi Gbajabiamila General Hospital in Surulere, Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu revealed that the launch of the university will be a product of a strategic collaboration between the state and the Federal Ministry of Health. Sanwo-Olu noted that the initiative is aimed at significantly increasing the production of healthcare workers throughout the year, adding that Lagos State is poised as a model and the goal is to extend the initiative nationwide to tackle the persistent issue of medical migration. According to him, the launch of the medical university is part of a comprehensive set of initiatives planned by the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa. 7 months into the 4-year tenure of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, political associates of Abubakar Atiku, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2023 election, have said the former vice presidents will contest again in 2027, just as there would be a coalition of the political parties going into the next general election to challenge President Tinubu. The disclosure was made by Daniel Bwala, a spokesperson of the 2023 Atiku Presidential Campaign Organization. Bwala stated that there will be a coalition of political parties that will be very strong, adding that the upcoming coalition will swallow some of the elements creating problems in many political parties. On now to former President Olusegun Obasanjo says mismanagement by the previous administrations had forced Nigeria into a debt burden that the coming generations will have no choice but pay the current debt being incurred by different countries in the continent. A statement by his media aide Kehinde Akinyemi indicated the elder statesman spoke during an engagement with 2023 awardees of the Future African Leaders Foundation, an initiative of Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. Obasanjo, during his reign as the president of 2003, secured a debt relief for Nigerian, likewise his counterparts from Algeria at the same period. The author farmer, however, added that with the level of mismanagement of previous debt written off for the country, it will be almost impossible for any administration to get similar gesture in the continent, saying the debts were a trap that no individual or nation should fall into, as it constitutes an alcatraz on any economy. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has ordered the suspension of caretaker chairmen of the 18 local government area and 13 local government development areas of the state. The suspension was contained in a letter signed by the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Alonge Adewale, in Akure High Court, presided over by Justice Yemi Fasami, had, quote, granted an interim injunction filed by the opposition People's Democratic Party PDP, seeking to restrain late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu from inaugurating any person or persons not democratically elected as members of caretaker committee to administer the affairs of the local council and the LCDA, pending determination of the interlocutory junction in the suit. Justice Fasemi subsequently barred the caretaker chairman from operating after they resumed office on the ground that they had been sworn in before the order was granted. The letter of suspension of the caretaker chairman indicated that the directive would subsist until the determination of the court case, asking all chairmen to submit all assets and property of the LGAs and LCDAs. Following the suspension of accreditation and evaluation of degree certificates from Benin Republic and Togo, the federal government has suspended accreditation of certificates from the two Francophone West African nations and launched a probe which the Minister of Education, Tahir Mamman, says the report should be submitted in 3 months. Mamman said students who patronized such institutions were not victims but criminals, adding that the security agents will go after those with fake certificates from foreign countries already using them to secure opportunities in Nigeria, adding that the sanction will be extended to more countries like Uganda, Kenya, and Niger Republic. The federal government has once again promised to deliver the uncompleted section of the Abuja-Kaduna before the end of the year. Speaking in a meeting with all directors of the ministry on Thursday in Abuja, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, assured the ministry is ready to conquer all contractor obstacles and ensure delivery of projects for the benefit of Nigerians before the end of 2024. According to the former Ebonyi State Governor, the contractors have requested a review of the price of 1.3 billion naira to finance the project. Moving on now, former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, risked arrest by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission following her failure to honor her invitation by the Anti-Graft Agency. The FCC wrote Umar Farouk to appear for questioning in furtherance of an ongoing probe into an alleged 37.1 billion naira fraud during her tenure in office. According to the EFCC, the alleged fraud was perpetrated through a contractor, James Okwete. Umar Farouk, who was scheduled to appear at 10 a.m. at the Anti-Graft Agency Abuja headquarters, failed to show up and kept interrogators waiting for over 8 hours without an official communication as to why she could not honor the invitation. Report revealed that the interrogation team had to retire from work at about 6 p.m. when they were certain that the former minister was not going to show up. An impeccable senior officer of the Anti-Graft Agency said Umar Farouk might be arrested by operatives of the EFCC within the week if she fails to voluntarily appear before the investigators at the EFCC's headquarters as officially requested by the Commission. Still on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC has frozen private accounts with 30 billion naira, a 44 billion naira move from the accounts of the National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA. EFCC traced the funds to multiple accounts to which the funds were moved by some NSIPA officials. It was alleged that the 44 billion naira was suspiciously transferred from NSIPA's account into private and corporate accounts linked to those serving as funds. Meanwhile, the embattled National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of the National Social Investment Program Agency, Halima Shehu, she was arrested in connection with the alleged 44 billion naira money laundering, has been released by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on bail. Shehu was released on Wednesday night and had been mandated to report at the EFCC headquarters every day while the investigation continued. You're watching AM News live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When AM News return, African Union appeals for calm in Ethiopia-Somalia row. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of AM News. Thank you for staying with us. And over now to our foreign desk. The African Union on Thursday joined the United States in appealing for calm in the Horn of Africa after regional tensions soared following a contested deal between Ethiopia and the breakaway region of Somaliland. Somalia has vowed to defend its territory after Monday's agreement, which it described as an aggression and a blatant assault as its sovereignty by neighboring Ethiopia. The Memorandum of Understanding gives landlocked Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous country, long-desired access to the Red Sea through Somaliland. AU Commission Chair Musa Faki Mohammed issued a statement appealing to calm and mutual respect to de-escalate the simmering tension between Ethiopia and Somalia. He called on the two nations to engage in a negotiation process without delay to settle their differences. Hospital doctors in England began their longest consecutive strike in the 7-decade history of Britain's National Health Service, NHS. Junior doctors, those below the consultant level, will walk out for 6 days in a major escalation of their long-running pay dispute with the UK government. The industrial action comes at one of the busiest times of the year for the state-funded NHS when it faced increased pressure from winter respiratory illnesses. It also quickly follows a 3-day strike held by doctors just before Christmas. The NHS said the latest workout, which could see up to half the medical workforce on the picket lines, would have a significant impact on almost all routine care. About 1,000 cars and lorries have been struck in a heavy snow for over 24 hours in Sweden, making armed forces deliver food and water to the owners. The rescuers said they are working to free people stuck in the main E22 road in the Skane area of southern Sweden. Many of those trapped were evacuated by rescue teams and told to return to their cars later. The travel chaos happened amid plummeting winter temperatures across the Nordic countries. Extreme cold weather has hit parts of Sweden, Finland and Norway. And now storms in Denmark have left drivers trapped on a motorway near Aarhus since Wednesday. Now on business, Nigerians spent 2.7 trillion naira to import premium motor spirit, PMS, diesel and jet fuel in the third quarter of 2023. Data by National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, have shown coming amidst the inability to overhaul the country's refineries. White products have remained the largest import of the country. The total imports of PMS imported during the period stood at 1.9 trillion naira, while diesel was 736.7 billion naira, and jet fuel was 135.8 billion naira, while Nigeria remains a leading crude oil producer. The country is one of the only major oil producers that is totally on the importation of petroleum products. The federal government has revealed that the electricity companies in Nigeria are short of 2 trillion naira, an equivalent of $2.5 billion in capital to revive the industry and provide a steady power supply nationwide. An advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Energy, Olu Vihanjay, observed that Nigerian electricity firms are burdened with excessive debt and insufficient capital, constraining their ability to invest in expanding household electricity distribution. According to her, inadequate pricing, patchy revenue collection and depleted national grid have left most residents in Africa's most populated nation to produce their power using noisy generators. She noted that there are plans to make electricity tariff cost reflective alongside the recapitalization. This move is expected to enhance the liquidity and sustainability of the power sector. According to her, if tariff adjustments are not implemented, the weakness in the naira, which experienced a 50% drop against the dollar last year and escalating inflation, might drive energy subsidies up to 1.6 trillion naira in 2024. The Nigerian currency naira experienced a significant drop, reaching 135 naira.12 against the US dollar at the official Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, NEFM. NEFM window on Wednesday, this decline represents a 4.72% decrease from 988.46 naira to a dollar rate recorded on Tuesday. The first trading day of 2024, the FMDQ Securities Exchange reported fluctuations in the official FX trading, ranging from a low of 700 naira to a high of 1,225 naira per dollar. The market opened at 932.67 naira and closed at 135.12 naira, with a total daily FX market turnover of $85.68 million at the NAFEM window. In the pirate market, the naira fell by 15 naira or 1.23%, reaching 1,230 naira on Wednesday, compared to 1,250 naira on December 30, 2023. Despite predictions of the naira's recovery of 2024 by financial experts like Bismarck Rewan and Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Cardoso, the currency continues to face downward pressure. Over now to the Maritime Workers of Union of Nigeria, MWUN, has threatened to shut down the nation's seaports from Tuesday, January 9, 2024, over the alleged refusal of international oil companies, IOCs, and stevedoring contractors to comply with extant laws. Adewale Adeyonju, President General of the union, said that all jetties and oil and gas platforms will be shut on that day. According to a statement signed by John Ikemefuna, head of media, the union had written a series of letters, press release, issued ultimatums, and marim notices given by NAMASA and several ministerial orders to no avail. The union is, however, demanding the total of compliance of IOCs to the stevedoring regulations in line with the communiques signed by all relevant stakeholders in the sector. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, has assured the public that there is no imminent increase in the cost of petroleum motor spirit, PMS, commonly known as petrol. This is contained in a statement signed by the Chief Corporate Communication Officer, Olufemi Soniye. NNPC urged Nigerians to disregard unfounded rumors and assured them that there are no plans for an upward review of PMS price. Motorists nationwide are advised against engaging in panic buying, as there is presently ample availability of PMS across the country. Still on the AM news, Nigeria and other countries across the West African region are projected to see increased prices of staple foods such as rice, maize, millet, cereals, and others in 2024. This is according to a report titled West African Regional Supply and Market Outlook, published jointly by the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, World Food Programme, WFP, and others. According to the report, prices of staple crops such as maize, wheat, rice, millet will increase above the 5-year average price occasioned by the reduction in production trade restrictions, global geopolitical factors, and others. And that's it on AM News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Jumai Manson. See you again.